news of Deadpool 3 being announced, as well as the return of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I wanted to talk about some of the theories I have for the Multiverse Saga and the direction it's going in now that we know that Deadpool 3 is coming and Hugh Jackman's coming back, and we're getting more confirmation of the mutants and all sorts, and yeah, just the absolute madness that is on the horizon with the MCU. Oh my god, I'm so happy with it. To begin, I want to talk a bit more about Deadpool 3. Obviously, I made a very quick, I made a very unedited, none of my videos are edited, but like a very rough video last night, just giving them my my thoughts to the breaking news. Oh shoot. Yeah, but I wanted to kind of go over my theories in a bit more depth, and also one thing to consider is that technically Deadpool 3 is another film in Phase 5. It's not one of the unannounced projects that Marvel has still yet to confirm. Because obviously at SDCC they revealed Phase 6, or Kevin Feige revealed the 3 films in Phase 6, obviously being Fantastic Four, Avengers the Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars. We still have a lot of unannounced projects to go, like Disney Plus shows, movies. Technically we should still be in for about how many more movies? At least 2 more films for 2025, and then a load of Disney Plus projects as well. 2024 is looking insane. Alright, yeah, we're back to having 4 movies a year, which this year only did 3, which I think is a nice little back to Infinity Saga. We've only had 6 projects this year. We have 3 more set to come out. Obviously being Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Werewolf by Night, and the Guardian special, which I'm looking forward to them so much. It's going to be insane. But yeah, just kind of going back to Deadpool is a phase 5 film, which is kind of I thought Deadpool was going to have a 2025 release date, and obviously there's rumors going around that Shang-Chi 2 is set to have a Valentine's Day 2025 release date, which I thought the first film was alright, but I kind of hope it goes to something else, like either Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange 3. But yeah, it's just Deadpool 3 is a Phase 5 film, which really, first of all, it makes me happy because that means we still have more surprises to come, and also it means that we're getting Deadpool 3. We're getting Deadpool into and Wolverine brought officially into the MCU prior to Secret Wars, which makes me think that it's more likely that we will be seeing at least one of them in Secret Wars. I'm saying exclusively Secret Wars and not the Kang Dynasty. If I'm being honest, I think this is where my theories kind of come in. I think the Kang Dynasty is going to be much more centered on the Loki storyline than so much the Doctor Strange one. I definitely think that Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch and then will be in the Kang Dynasty, but I don't think they'll be playing the main roles. I think they'll be exclusively taking on the main roles of the Avengers team in Secret Wars. Yeah, I do think we're going to have several Avengers teams, and this is where my theories kind of begin. I drew a list of the Kang Dynasty team that I'm massively predicting we're going to be seeing. And the thing is, I think I think the Kang Dynasty is going to take an Infinity War approach. Yes, I did two lineups, and the Infinity War approach is that had several teams and several kind of coinciding with each other, which I love that. That made it such a refreshing formula. You know, we had the Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange and Guardians, then we had the Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon, Black Panther, War Machine, and then obviously we had Thor with the Guardians going on, and then obviously Thor joined Captain America, so it did work out really nicely. I hope that the Kang Dynasty has that kind of formula and structure to it as well, because it really did work a charm. So my theory for the main, or the core Avengers team, or the main team in the Kang Dynasty, is obviously Captain America, aka Sam Wilson, aka Captain America, War Machine, you know, James Rhodes, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Shang-Chi, and the last one's kind of is a theory within a theory. So if you know, this doesn't happen, then obviously it's going to change. But Stinger from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Cassie Lang. The reason why I put Stinger as a member of the core team and not the main team, or not the Young Avengers team, is because I genuinely think that Ant-Man is going to die. We've all seen the leaked photo of Scott Lang all battered and bruised. I think that this is going to be the first solo MCU outing where the main character dies, like properly dies for good. I don't think it's going to be an Avengers death. I think it's going to be a you know, trilogy closeout one, and there's a possibility that the Kang Dynasty could open with Scott Lang's funeral. I hope he doesn't die, because I love Ant-Man. I think he's a great character, but I think it'd be really cool to see his daughter take up the mantle of Stinger to avenge her father from Kang. So I think it'd be a really cool concept. Yeah, so Shang-Chi is kind of self-explanatory. The director of Shang-Chi is taking on the Kang Dynasty. I think it's quite safe to say that he is going to have a much bigger role and join the Avengers officially. Which I kind of like, because as much as I thought the first film was okay, there was a lot of things in the first film that I genuinely really liked, and that was Shang-Chi as a character. He just felt really chill. Like, he wasn't massively obsessive like Ms. Marvel and, you know, She-Hulk. There's something about Shang-Chi's vibe which I think would make him a great member of the Avengers, possibly even a Hawkeye, Clint Barton type character, which I genuinely really like. And also he's an excellent fighter. I think it'd be really good to kind of take him on. She-Hulk, don't get me wrong, I don't like the character, but I think it's inevitable at this point that she will be joining the Avengers. Captain Marvel as well. I think Captain Marvel's improved since her first movie, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing her next year. Kind of. I'm not sure if I'll be seeing it in the cinema. Probably not. But yeah, it's worth it. I'll go. Yeah. So the Young Avengers team. Now this is the second team that I think we will be seeing in the Kang Dynasty. I think it's going to be a balance between the core Avengers, the Young Avengers, and the Fantastic Four. Exclusively those three, because I do feel like the Fantastic Four is going to be that direct bleed-in to the Kang Dynasty. Obviously, so is Ant-Man, or so is Quantumania. However, I think the Fantastic Four is going to be kind of like the Thor Ragnarok of Infinity War, or the Thor Ragnarok to Infinity War, where the ending was literally the start of Infinity War. Sorry. But yeah, the Young Avengers team. Now, I've put the Young Avengers down as, first of all, White Vision. I think Vision will be reintroduced into the MCU following his disappearance at the end of WandaVision. Personally, I think he's going to show up sooner in Armor Wars. I think Armor Wars is going to be the series that comes out directly before Kang Dynasty, so we'll have both Fantastic Four and Armor Wars bleeding into the Kang Dynasty. and then obviously, you know, White Vision, I think he'll show up in Armor Wars again. Him and Rhodey will team up, and then therefore we will see the White Vision re-enter the MCU and hopefully have a really cute cute reunion with Scarlet Witch or Wanda Maximoff. Next one I have lined up is Hawkeye, aka Kate Bishop. I think it is safe to say that we will be seeing a lot more of Kate Bishop in the MCU, which, to be honest, I'm quite happy about. I quite liked her in the Hawkeye series. I think Clint Barton's Hawkeye is probably retired now. You know, unless Jeremy Renner wants to come back for another project, I think it's safe to say that his character arc has definitely been fulfilled. So it's, you know, I think it's inevitable that we will be seeing Kate Bishop take on the mantle of Hawkeye again. Next one is, and I'm Ms. Marvel, aka Kamala Khan. It's the same with She-Hulk. I'm not personally that bothered about seeing them, but I know we're going to. It's inevitable at this point. You know, she signed on for the Marvels. She's definitely going to get a second season of Ms. Marvel. So it's kind of it's inevitable that she's going to show up as a member of the Young Avengers in the Kang Dynasty. Either that. The thing is, I don't want her to be a main Avenger, only because I feel like she's, I don't know, I feel like she's better suited for the younger crew. You know, Peter Parker was a mainstream Avenger, but it was different because he kind of built independence as his journey went. I feel like Ms. Marvel's still quite a long way off, so she's going to be mentored a lot longer, and she's only just kind of entered the fold. Whereas Peter Parker had started to establish himself prior to Iron Man finding him, and then, you know, they've built that connection following. But yeah, I think that Ms. Marvel is going to show up. One that I'm particularly excited for is this next one. It is actually Patriot, aka Elijah Bradley. Obviously, Falcon and the Winter Soldier introduced the audience to some new characters. For example, Isaiah Bradley, Elijah Bradley. I definitely think he's going to take on the role of Patriot and potentially lead the Young Avengers team. There's, you know, I feel like he's going to show up again in Captain America: New World Order. He's not been confirmed, but I think it's definitely inevitable. We'll be seeing, or Thunderbolts perhaps, that in either Thunderbolts or Captain America: New World Order, we will be seeing Elijah take on the role of Patriot, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's definitely going to happen. I feel like the Young Avengers are definitely being set up. They have been set up for pretty much all of Phase 4 at this rate. The roster has been left quite, you know, people thought that Yelena was going to be on the team. I feel like she's too old for the Young Avengers. She's far too old for it. Yeah, the last two, two, is Wiccan and Speed, Billy and Tommy Maximoff. Now, technically, this is a tricky one because in the MCU, they didn't exist as real people. They were figments of Wanda's hex. So it's kind of tricky on how that's going to happen. However, I think that with the incursion that's occurred, that Billy and Tommy from Universe 838 could be joining the MCU. I feel like that's the universe that has incursion with. It could not. It might not be. It might be the Sinister Strange universe because that was the universe where Doctor Strange used the Darkhold. However, I think it's definitely inevitable that Billy and Tommy Maximoff will be joining the 616 universe, and they will be taking on the roles of Wiccan and Speed. Hopefully they're a bit older, because I feel like it would be a bit risky having literal children on the team. Technically Ms. Marvel's also a child, but she's a teenager, whereas these two haven't hit puberty, so it'd be a bit, hopefully they are teenagers by the time they appear. And I think it'd be really awesome. I mean, I actually wanted to play Wiccan. I don't know, I thought it was a cool character, like an older version of Wiccan. It's kind of a dream of mine, but I think it's probably not going to happen whilst I'm in uni. So yeah, it'd be really cool if we saw Wiccan and Speed in the Young Avengers team. So yeah, that is my prediction for the Marvel Studios Avengers: The Kang Dynasty lineup. Obviously 2 teams. We have the Fantastic Four as well. I do feel like there'll be a lot of crossover between them. For example, I think the Fantastic Four primarily work with the core Avengers. However, the Young Avengers will also have an arc going through as well, which I think would be quite nice. It'd be a nice little balance between the core and the young one, because it's technically a learning curve for them both, because obviously the new Avengers will be forming for the first time, so they've never had a team. After Endgame, there is no Avengers team at the moment. The original 6 are gone, so it's left down to a new team to form, to reform. But yeah, moving on to Secret Wars. Now, this is the movie I'm more excited for, to be honest, because I feel like there's so much more going on. This team has me buzzing, and I feel like it's been even more reinforced now with the current announcement of Deadpool 3. So we have two teams: the main Avengers team and then the multiversal Avengers team. No, Tom Cruise Iron Man is nowhere on this list. I'm not even entertaining that. Nor, I don't know, Brad Pitt, Captain America. I don't know who else was in like Wyatt Russell, Captain. I don't know. These are just some of the characters that I think will be showing up in Secret Wars. I think there's tons more that we'll be seeing. Thunderbolts, Midnight Suns, Fantastic Four, so many more characters in this movie. Illuminati as well. I think they're going to be quite main players. Sorry, I'm just going to reply to my best bud whilst I'm on Snapchat, because that's where I have my notes on. I just replied to him now.
So don't be starting, Tom.
Oh, oh mate. Right. So sorry. The multiversal team I have. This is a. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that the team in Kang Dynasty will die. I'm suggesting that they will take a back burner from. From what they're doing. At the end of Kang Dynasty. I feel like they're gonna lose. Captain America, War Machine, Captain Marvel. I feel like they are going to lose. And this is where the next team will take over. That's Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars. So the main team is going to. I'm starting off with the Scarlet Witch, exclusively the Scarlet Witch. She's going to come back. I think we're going to see a Scarlet Witch solo movie, which bleeds into Secret Wars. I did say that I think we will be seeing Scarlet Witch in the Kang Dynasty. However, I feel like she's going to have a very like strong absence, and you know, she'll become a bit of a recluse, kind of like Luke Skywalker, and then with Secret Wars she'll be coming back into the main fold as the Scarlet Witch, probably back in a WandaVision, end of WandaVision outfit, because that was much less corrupt, it was much cleaner, it was, you know, just kind of reinforced that return of the hero kind of presence to her, which I think will be really cool. So first of all, it's going to be Scarlet Witch, then of course Doctor Strange. I'm very excited for the reunion between Wanda and Steven, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of tension, be very awkward, but they're going to set the differences aside to work together again. And then next one is Rune King Thor. I think the next time we see Thor will be Secret Wars. I feel like Thor has been retired for now, but next time we see Thor it will be at his most powerful. I think there's going to be something that pulls him out of retirement. For example, maybe Love gets hurt, and or Love gets I don't know, captured by Kang, and it pulls Thor out, and you know, it would be cool to see the Thor Corp as well. I think that'd be really, really interesting. Next, of course, is Loki. I really hope we get to see the Loki Thor reunion soon, because obviously Loki's back. You know, Thor has not seen his brother for years. He's had you know, Loki tattooed on. Okay, that was not meant to happen. Right. So, oh, I hate vehicle chases. Yeah. Next, of course, Loki, and I'm going to put Sylvie together. Loki and Sylvie together. I feel like they'll be working together, and they'll be the driving force that pulls Thor back into action. Loki and Thor have a moment. Loki will find out everything that's happening with Thor. Thor will find out everything that's happening with Loki, and how Loki really has kind of led the frontier against Kang. So I felt there'd be a lovely moment between them two, which I'm so excited for. Obviously Sylvie as well. He'll technically meet his sister. I don't really know how to describe it. Sorry, ignore the PlayStation. It likes to go a bit crazy at times. And then the last one I have all down as well is Mr. Fantastic. However, I'm going to kind of change that to just the Illuminati in general. I think that Doctor Strange 3, which I think is going to be happening before the Kang Dynasty, I think Doctor Strange 3 and the Scarlet Witch will be happening before, because I see them as the main players of the Multiverse Saga. You know, they have been really. Doctor Strange has been, you know, effectively the main character. Scarlet Witch was the one that kicked off the Multiverse Saga with you know, WandaVision. It's definitely going. I think it's definitely a mainstay that we will be seeing. Oh God, there you go. Yeah, Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange will definitely be working together, and we'll have that redemption. And I think the Illuminati will also play a part. I definitely see Doctor Strange 3 being the film that sees the formation of the 616 Illuminati. So I do think we'll be seeing more appearances from the likes of Captain America, Namor, especially Namor, because he is a key member of the Illuminati, possibly Black Panther, you know, Mr. Fantastic coming back for that as well. Yeah, I do see Mr. Fantastic and the Illuminati also joining the fight against Kang the Conqueror, obviously led by Doctor Strange and the Avengers of the, you know, the team, you know, the Avengers of the Secret War roster. Next, we have the Multiversal Avengers team. Now, this one's a bit different because now I don't really think it's going to happen, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. I don't think these are going to be major appearances as well. I think they're just going to be cameos, but they're going to be the main cameos we see in Secret Wars. First one I have is Wolverine, obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Hugh Jackman. Logan Howlett, aka Wolverine. You know, going back to what we said about Deadpool 3, it did say one last time. However, I feel like it is a possibility that if Wolverine does one film, he'll do another. Same with Patrick Stewart. I think we'll be seeing Professor X as well. Hopefully some more ties to the original X-Men trilogy. I don't know, I would just love to see them. You know, we're getting X-Men 97. I feel like we're going to be getting some more stuff related to that as well that will link into the Multiversal Saga. But yeah, Deadpool, Wolverine, and then of course next being Deadpool, Wade Wilson. I feel like when there's one, there'll be the other, especially when it comes to the MCU. I hope that's the case. I feel like they work so well together. You know, I cannot wait for Deadpool. I'm also having my my theories on who I think the villain will be, and I'm hoping we get Mr. Sinister. I think that would be freaking awesome. But yeah, next up we have good old-fashioned the Spider-Man. You know, I do think that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be a main character as well. We'll be seeing the return of Spider-Man as a, you know, working, you know. I don't think we'll be seeing too much. I feel like we'll be getting Spider-Man 4 before the Kang Dynasty. I personally think that the last films to be announced are Spider-Man 4, Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, or we see a Disney Plus series of one. Personally, I'd like a Spider-Man Disney Plus series more than a movie. I don't think it's allowed because of the rights for Sony, but I'd love to see a Spider-Man Disney Plus series instead, because it just kind of gives more depth to the story. And you know, a 6-episode Spider-Man series, I feel like would be brilliant. And also, we've never had a live-action Spider-Man TV show. We've had loads of cartoons and animated series, but I feel like it'd work nicely, especially we have Spider-Man freshman year as well. We can have connections to that and all sorts. But yeah, I'm hoping that we see Spider-Man in Daredevil Born Again anyway, so we'll be seeing Daredevil as well on the team. Then of course Peter 2 and Peter 3, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, they are definitely going to show up again. Definitely, and I do feel like that one of them is going to don the symbiote, probably Tom, but I'd quite like to see Andrew take it instead. I don't know, Tom can get it in his first film, or you know, first film of his new trilogy, if he's actually having a new trilogy. Yeah, I think a new Spider-Man movie would be really good, and hopefully we'll see him again in Secret Wars. I think it'd just be really special. Oops.
Back alley, Big Pharma.
That's it. Yeah. We'll be seeing Spider-Man show up. You know, I think it'd be really cool. Now, the next one I have is Clea. I think she's kind of self-explanatory because she's obviously going to be in the new Doctor Strange movie when that comes. Hopefully it's soon. I don't want to wait 6 years for a new Doctor Strange like we did between the first and second one. I love Doctor Strange as a character. I thought Multiverse of Madness was an excellent film. Truly, in my opinion, one of Marvel's best. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but there's something about Multiverse of Madness where I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. And Thor: Love and Thunder. I've loved them both. Thor: Love and Thunder is easily a top 5 for me. I was going to say top 3, but I don't. There's too many good ones to choose from, honestly. But Clea, she's self-explanatory. Now, I put one more as a member of the team. However, I think he's going to be playing more of a villain role, and that is none other than Doctor Doom. Now, in the comic books, Doctor Doom's the one that actually creates Battle World and, you know, pits the Avengers up against each other and their multiversal counterparts. You know, we see Peter Parker fight with Miles Morales. We see the 616 universe converge with the Ultimate Universe. We see you know, Superior Iron Man versus regular 616 Iron Man. Sam Wilson Captain America versus Steve Rogers and Bucky Cap. I think we see Bucky. I don't know. We see all sorts in the comic books. Like, I don't think we're going to get a complete replica. Remember, there are 2 versions of the Secret Wars comic. There are 2 iterations. The more recent one is the one with like the Superior Iron Man and, you know, all of that. And don't get me wrong, I think that's cool. But I do feel like we're not going to be seeing a complete replication of that storyline. I feel like we're going to be getting a mix of both. Obviously, with you know, the original Secret Wars storyline was where the symbiote first appeared in comics, and where Spider-Man first got it, and, you know, all that good stuff. And I personally think that we're going to have elements from both. So we'll have the war between the 2 universes or more. I don't know, but I get the feeling that as it's a multiversal, we're in the multiversal saga, we're going to be dealing with a lot more than just one universe, or one, you know, parallel universe to the 616. You know, Multiverse of Madness, I feel like did a good job at, you know, teasing just how many universes there are out there, and obviously with What If and the, you know, the fact that the What Ifs also have alternate universes, like, you know, we have several Captain Carters, several Star-Lord T'Challas, several Armani Strangers, like so many. I just feel like that, you know, the possibilities are endless with that. However, I do think that Doom will be exploiting the multiverse as he did in the comic books as well. Yeah, I think it's God Emperor Doom, Lord Emperor Doom. I don't know if we'll be getting that. I think it's a bit early for Doom, because he's not even appeared in the MCU yet. You don't know who's playing him. We don't know when he's going to first show up. Most likely Fantastic Four, but that's besides the point. You know, I think that Doom is probably going to be a massive character in the MCU for many years to come. Possibly even, and I hate saying this because I think it's just a really stupid thing, in terms of significance, probably the next Iron Man, but for the role of the villain instead. Obviously there kind of been some setup for Doom already with the castle we saw in Moon Knight looking a lot like Latveria. The Intelligentsia, which in the comic books Doom is a member of. However, I kind of don't. I don't really care for the intelligentsia. I feel like Doom's beyond that. I know he's in the comic books he wasn't, but I don't know. Doom is going to be a massive character. I don't think he's going to be the absolute main villain of Secret Wars though, because Kang is the big bad. Unless, you know, I feel like that this saga is going to end on a cliffhanger, not a like completely dramatic one, but I feel like that the person who lands the final blow on Kang is either going to be Scarlet Witch or Doctor Doom. I definitely, it's going to be either one or the other. You know, I don't think that Marvel's going to massively rip off the ending of Endgame with, you know, the first hero kicking off, you know, taking down the main villain and then dying in the process. I feel like there's going to be a bit of a twist to it this time around, which I think would be really cool. However, I do think that Scarlet Witch is going to land the significant blow that takes down Kang, and then Doom's going to be the one to finish him off. Because that's a very Doctor Doom thing to do, isn't it? It's, you know, he's such a ruthless, relentless character, and that's why he is so much bigger than just the Fantastic Four. Which I'm so glad that we could be getting Doom. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. We're going to be getting a Doom that is so much more prevalent in the Marvel universe, because yeah, he's a Fantastic Four villain. He's Mr. Fantastic's arch nemesis. I personally see, because obviously Kang the Conqueror is also a descendant of Reed Richards, so he is going to play a quite prevalent part in Phase 6. You know, and that's probably why he was brought in Phase 4 in Multiverse of Madness, because, you know, we've got, you know, it is planting the seeds of what's to come, and the TVA obviously use his technology, so we'll be seeing Kang the Conqueror, who is obviously Nathaniel Richards. I think he's Reed's great, I think times something great grandson, and I think Doom's going to try the whole time you know, time travel theory, where if you kill Reed Richards, it prevents Kang from being born. However, it ain't gonna work, because obviously Marvel has a different time theory. You know, instead of changing the future, it just creates a whole new branch. So that's kind of, you know, and that's where you know, like TVA will kick in, and you know, I think it was so cool the way it's all going to come together. But yeah, we have so much things to look forward to. I'm hoping that you know, we're slowly weaning the X-Men in, and they're doing exactly what I was hoping they would do as well, with Deadpool and Wolverine. Going back to those two, I was hoping that the first major two mutants that will be introduced to the MCU would be those two, Deadpool and Wolverine. They are just they're the easiest to introduce, because now technically the first, you know, mutants we're meeting are Namor and Ms. Marvel, but in terms of the Fox established mutants, obviously it's now Wolverine and Deadpool, and you know, Professor X as well from Multiverse of Madness. I feel like those three and Ian McKellen's Magneto are the primary mutants that should be brought in. You know, I think we will be seeing like James Marsden's Cyclops, and then Storm and Beast, and you know, Jean Grey as well at some point. I don't think, I'm not sure if they'll be played by the same actors. I'm not convinced. I hope they are, just for continuity's sake. But I would kind of like it if Marvel Studios was able to do something where they could kind of convulge the X-Men movie universe with the X-Men animated universe. I'm not sure how that would take flight. Possibly doing something along the lines of have the like in Star Wars, the Clone Wars, how it's set in the mainstream Star Wars universe. However, the only difference is that the Clone Wars is animated and the voices are different. Obviously, it makes sense because you can't get Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor and all these different actors to just constantly come back and voice their animated counterparts. Sometimes it's better just to have a separate voice, like with what Marvel did with What If. They had different actors voice MCU, Iron Man, MCU Captain. It's such a normal thing to do. But with the movies, then you have the actors, the classic actors, like Hugh Jackman, Ewan McGregor, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, and I feel like that'd be really cool. And one thing I hope that we're like slowly leading towards is the fact that they, for the first time, they like all show up in the same movie. The Avengers show up, Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Moon Knight, Blade, Midnight Sun, Moon Knight, Blade and the Midnight Sun, Spider-Man, just all these different characters show up in the same movie, and I feel like Secret Wars will be such a special event. People constantly say that Marvel's dying, Marvel needs to be saved. I don't think so. I just think that, in my opinion, they've done two not good things this year. Just two. I know a lot of people say that Falcon Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Hawkeye weren't good. I personally disagree. I loved them. I rewatched Multiverse of Madness a couple of weeks ago. I rewatched Falcon Winter Soldier not long ago. Hawkeye, I'm planning on watching that during the Christmas period again. I don't think Marvel's but Love and Thunder, I'm actually going to rewatch that probably sometime this week. Might watch that. I'll probably watch that over the weekend. I'm a bit busy this week, so I love near enough everything that Marvel does. I'm a fanboy. I'm a proud fanboy of the MCU, and if anyone has a problem with that, then you know where the off button is. But yeah, I think that Marvel is definitely heading in a better direction. There are some things I'm a bit worried about. For example, the amount of content they're releasing. Is that going to affect? Because Kevin Feige can only do so much, man. Like, I know Marvel is his job, but like, it's only got so much going on. But to be honest, I think as long as the writing's good and the directing's good and everyone is communicating on what the general agenda is to tell the multiverse story, I feel like it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. So I cannot wait to see where the Multiverse Saga goes. I think it's going to be insane. Obviously, we're at the end of phase. We're at the end of phase 4 now with Black Panther and She-Hulk. In fact, the new She-Hulk's episode's dropping tomorrow. Hopefully it's the Daredevil one. Please, can it be the Daredevil one? I'd actually cry tears of joy if it's the Daredevil one. I've been rewatching. I've been watching Daredevil, not rewatching, on the Netflix one season 2, and I friggin' love it. I think that Punisher is amazing. I cannot wait for Born Again. But yeah. So, what do you guys think about the Multiverse Saga at the moment? I'd love to know. I'd love to know, because there's a lot of controversy around it, but I personally don't. Well, there's some things I do understand. There's some criticism I definitely understand. To some extent, I agree with on some projects. However, there's others where I'm I'm a bit. I'm open to interpretation. I'm open to a discussion, but yeah, I'd love to know what people think. It's, you know, Marvel, I feel like has been, they've become the top dog for a reason. You know, it's ironic that Avatar's just been re-released, and yeah, it's gonna make a lot more at the box office now, but you know, I think it's only a matter of time before we start seeing Marvel, like, I personally, I want Marvel to, I want Secret Wars to overtake Endgame in the box office, and hopefully with a cameo from the OGs as well. I feel like Secret Wars is the perfect way to close off the Multiverse saga, and you know, Marvel's just smashing it out the park, honestly. I love it so much. I am open to talk more about She-Hulk, because you know, She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel are the two things I haven't really enjoyed that much. But then again, you're not gonna like everything, surely. Where am I? There you go. Oh my god, that was amazing. What left? There you go.
So, you're all going to jail.
Right, I'm going to close off this stream. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you all soon, and peace out. Bye bye.